Now you guys may be wondering, is he about to bake something? I am, but it's not going to be food.
Somebody's
it's not going to be a
Mario Kart out here. Alright, so you guys know, I haven't showed much on this car. Those of you that know me, this is my 2011 Golf GTI. A couple months back, I was driving a bit like a jackass, and it was raining. It was really wet, and I was going way too fast for conditions coming into an S-curve. And God told me to slow down, and I ran into the bank. Completely destroyed the passenger side over here. And actually, this lens here was from a couple weeks prior. A deer jumped out in front of me when the sun was setting, and I didn't see him sitting there. And I came around a corner, and he just kind of bounced right off of there. He was not hurt. He ran away. As you can tell, it just busted that headlight a little bit. As far as the bumper goes, got pretty destroyed when I slammed it into the bank. It was pretty bad. I have some pictures. I'll have to go in and dig and see if I can add them in. But that tire was hitting the back fender wall, and CV axle was destroyed completely. I completely destroyed my control arms, and since then, about a month ago or so, I got them all put back together. And it still needs to be aligned. You can kind of tell on camera. You can see it's got a little bit of a camber to it there. And I do have all the front parts, everything ordered. In a later video, I'm going to have all that painted and mocked up, and it'll look a hell of a lot better. I'm still debating if I want to get a hood, so I got an aftermarket grill for this. I know you can't see it, but this little U shape right there is from the original Volkswagen logo, and my new grill no longer has it, and it's a sleeker design, but now there's that gap there. So eventually I'm probably going to get another hood for it as well. Yeah, this is it. So anyways, why am I using the oven, might you ask? I'm going to be putting a new lens on this. As you can see, this one's pretty oxidized, and it's scuffed up. And why not buy new headlights? Here's why. So here's the reason why I'm not just going to swap these headlights into the car. Because you might be asking, Talon, why don't you just buy the direct replacement? For one, I really don't like this style of the headlight housing. And as you look in the previous ones, they are a lot cleaner of a style, and they got halogens. It just looks a lot better than what these are. Like, this is just looks really cheap to me, and it's just, I didn't want them to go in the car. I mean, I battled with myself for a while to buy these and just throw them on there because I was tired of it being all busted. But issue here, it's right here. My factory wiring harness does not plug into this, though the person I bought these off of swore up and down it fit my 2011 Golf. And that's what I get for shopping on Amazon for car parts. And another thing is that it's for one of the factory headlights for my car. I'm looking at, like, even used and not even good condition, no bulbs, anything like that, on either Facebook Marketplace or eBay or anything like that. I'm still looking at like $500 something for it. And I paid, I think it was like 200 something bucks. So now back to the oven. I've never actually done this, so we're just kind of see how it goes. And so supposedly, you have to preheat your oven to 240 degrees, and you then place this whole headlight assembly for about 15-20 minutes. I think this lens would be a lot nicer versus that one that's all oxidized and doesn't look very pretty. So, like I said, I've never done this. Gonna kind of experiment and see how it goes, and I hope it goes well. I've got some Permatex here to help reseal it. Best thing I could think of on short notice to try it, and I think that's what it was recommended when I looked it up months ago when I thought about this.
I've been kind of stalling on this build, honestly, and getting this car back on the road. Derek's big bore kit just came in, so at some point in the next week, depending on if my father's in the shop or not, we're gonna strip his bike down. We're gonna try to get that all done and taken care of in a very short amount of time. I think it'll make it a little bit more interesting if we press the clock on it. See if we can do it in like 6 hours or something. Whole rebuild kit back together, first time running in on the rebuild, and we'll see how that does. And then I'm gonna get a separate video. I'm gonna try to get a separate video for getting the front bumper all painted and put back together and back on the car. Like I said, I still got to do the alignment on it. And yeah,
it's nice enough to let me borrow her oven, but not nice enough to empty it out for me. So upon my research for this, I read it was important to put a little tinfoil down. It didn't really specify why, but I'm just going to do it just in case. I don't know, I guess if for some reason it does melt, this will hold it and not get plastic all over the bottom of my sister's oven. Probably wouldn't make her food taste very well. There goes nothing. There goes nothing.
14 minutes or so until I have to go check on the headlights. So what I'm probably gonna do is go outside and pull the old one off the car now.
Next one's going in.
While I got 15 minutes to kill, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and start getting all that sealer off of here so I can get a new fresh seal on there. Obviously don't want any leaks, any water buildup, or any moisture, and get that condensation buildup. I want to make sure it's as sealed off as possible. Who knows if I actually will get it, because I've never done this before, but I'm gonna try my best.
All right, that one is ready.
Guys, off camera I did a bunch of cleaning on the rim here, to try and get like all the sealer off, and I ended up having to use a razor blade, and it's not perfect. There's a couple little bumps and edges here. So what I'm working on now, if I can get this camera to focus real fast, if you look on the housing, there's these little bitty tabs right there and right there. There's also another one right here. My old headlight housing does not have those, so I'm about to grind them down and then check fitment once. All right, guys, so that's it, kind of fitted on there. I haven't gotten the sealer on it yet, and it's on there pretty snug. Now, I did notice I'm gonna have to put kind of like a strap on this to hold this as it seals. Bottom fits really well. Something I did not notice when we started, the other housing right here, the aftermarket one has a thicker countersink right here for this to sit into, and that's why you can see all this extra sealer right here. Now it's pretty much all the way in there. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference once it's on the car, because it's kind of all be kind of hidden by the fender. So next step is to basically take that back off, get the sealer all around it, and then what I'm going to try to do is add a little more sealer up here in the top, because you can see the gap in here. And then I'm going to try to get a ratchet strap all the way to wrap around it and hold it. And hopefully by morning, I can install this, because I need it to go to work tomorrow. So, all right, guys, I got it all sealed up all the way around. I had to fight with it a little bit, so I kind of added a little extra sealant on the side there, as you can see. I don't want any moisture getting in there and causing any problems. So now just let that sit and check it on in the morning.
All right, guys, it was really dark, so I didn't film a video of me putting the headlights back on, but it looks pretty good. It's crystal clear. I think it's gonna work.
Alright, guys, so I am now back at the house. I had to work today. I had to run a few errands earlier as well. So as far as the headlight goes, it's still looking pretty good. It's been raining all day nonstop, and there's no moisture buildup in it at all whatsoever, and it all looks dry. So I'm assuming I did pretty good sealing it. So I'm gonna call this done, and until next time. My dad wants me to say it, but until next time, keep those engines running. And stay tuned if you want to see more on this. I'm hoping sometime, like I said, in the next week, I can get the turbo ripped off of this and get it rebuilt and put back on. Got a really bad oil and boost leak going on with it, so stay tuned.